What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another show this week. We got a lot to talk about. We've got a local Kurt Kitayama with a big win out in Florida. Harry down in Puerto Rico had another solid outing. There's the elevated schedules. So much going on. This is the Chasing Daylight podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, is that little beer zombies action going on there, Joe?
Haze or die.
Haze or die. I am not missing beer right now. It's kind of weird.
Beer in St. George is absolute trash. It's water.
You got a BYOB when you go to Southern Utah.
I was going to too, and I did not do that, but yeah.
That's crazy because Squatters comes out of there, and that's a sick double IPA.
Yeah, the only Squatters that was available in St. George was 5%, like a hazy juice or some shit, but it must be the county because I know for those that don't know, I was in St. George. There's no IPAs or beer over 5% for some reason. It must be the county out there because there is better beer in other parts in Utah. So
yeah, I wonder if they sell it in the liquor store still there.
There's like one liquor store, and I went at 7:30 and it was closed on a Saturday night.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I was telling because when we went on our trip up to Park City a couple years ago, we stopped in at a little bar restaurant and ate, and they had some really good beers on tap. And that's what the bartender told me. She's like, yeah, if it's brewed and bottled here in Utah, we can sell it over the counter in taps and bottles above 5%, but otherwise, no.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, I was just drinking Utah beers and nothing. So
drinking Coors Light again.
Yeah, it was like very like mild IPAs that were like water, but that's besides the point. This is a golf podcast.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people drink beer that play golf, so it's all relative in some way or another. So the big news, again, we got screwed with the information that comes out after we record, and No Lane Up did an emergency podcast to talk about this. The PGA Tour kind of defined how they're doing the elevated events next year, and sparked some outrage from some people, especially all the LIV guys. They were going nuts about this, and so it's been bugging me watching them rant about it. And it's like all they can do is talk about how they're just being like us, and you should owe us, and thank you for that. Why do they care? If you went and you joined this league and you knew that you weren't going to get any world ranking points and you weren't going to be able to play in the majors unless you had wins, had, lifetime exemption or whatever kind of status, 10 years for some events, and you're not going to get it. Why do you care so much? I just don't understand. You should be happy. You got your money. You're playing in your league. You clearly think it's better than what the PGA Tour is doing. Why do they care?
I think, I get that. I think the ultimate goal is for them to blend tours. And I think that's why they push it. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think that could be the ultimate goal. And I did see LIV talking about they have a qualifying tour now, and they're doing relegation. So if you're at the bottom of the teams, then you go down to relegation, and there's 10 tournaments across the world for the year, something like that. So, they're trying to adhere to the rules of the official world golf ranking. So,
but why? What is the OWGR so special for them?
Yeah, so why isn't PGA Tour players saying like, "See, you should thank us for having a qualifying tour"?
Yeah,
it goes both ways.
So they're elite players, the Dustin Johnsons, the Cameron Smiths, the now Joaquin Neiman and Paul Casey. Those guys, yeah, maybe that would get them in to a specific event, but they're why do they even care? If Live is so much better, I just don't understand it. I was pondering it the other day, and I'm like, I just like Lee Westwood and Ian Poulter are just on this fucking bandwagon, just oh, Live is showing everybody the way, and we're so much better. And okay, then fucking get off the PGA's jock and just talk about your shit. Quit fucking talking about so much about it's just
Matt is fucking pissed, bro.
I'm fired up.
I mean, it's
Yes.
like that for anything. Like you're if you're at a job and then you leave because you're not happy, and then they change a bunch of policies, it's kind of like I told you so, or that type. I mean, it's the same thing. Those guys dedicated 20 years to the tour, and ultimately they left because there's things they didn't want and they wanted money. Of course they're gonna have strong opinions about it, but
But
we don't want to. We just don't want to hear it. But
I just
yeah,
you left. Just be happy where you are. Be happy with what you're doing. I think it would be so much more beneficial for them to come up and goes, who cares if we don't get world ranking points? Our events are fun. We've got DJs. It's 3 days. Everybody's playing at the same time.
It's
louder.
louder.
We got Faraday. I mean, who cares that our players can't play in the Masters? We're creating something that's better than the Masters. I mean, that's complete bullshit, but
yeah, I don't know. I think some of them do miss it, but the narrative that's coming out is put out by Liv, so I think it's currently Liv against PGA, and they're pushing that, trying to get people fired up about Liv, because I don't think a ton of people are fired up about Liv. So maybe they're just trying to use that narrative to push people into viewing. Like we mentioned last week, I think, is we tried to watch and it wasn't entertaining. So
at all.
I don't know. And it also looks like DJ put on a little weight, so can't blame him, but
well, he didn't have them custom tailored Adidas polos.
that's true. Yeah.
That was clearance.
Few
Mayakoba
sponsor
clearance
drops,
rack.
that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so some of the other things. So there's going to be 8 tournaments. Something they changed for next year is there's no mandatories. You don't have to play in them if you don't want to.
You're talking about Liv or PGA?
No, PGA.
Okay.
PGA Tour next year, 2024, the elevated events. Like right
Designated.
now. I'm sorry. Designated events.
Just like at Masters, it's not fans, it's patrons.
Okay. Designated. Let me write that down. So I don't designated.
We should just make a Chase and Daylight podcast shirt that says designated.
And on the back it says relegated. So they don't have to play in it. Their mindset is if you're going to want to play in this, so we'll leave it up to you. If the top 50 after the B&W Championship get exemptions into all events following year, you can play your way in, you can play your way out. What do you guys think about this format, this change? I know there's a lot of people that are saying this is just giving the elites more money and screwing the little guys, but I know I kind of like the way it's going.
We're Nish and Chris, 2 very amateur golfers on a quest to play the top 100 courses in the UK and Ireland, after Chris set this challenge on a drunken Saturday night in my kitchen. Join us on our frequently humorous journey of a lifetime as we grapple with the logistical and financial challenge of playing some of the best courses in the world, as well as grappling with our games, because let's face it, it's never just about playing. Sometimes the score matters too. Listen to the Top 110 Golf Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, I dig it. I think Max Homa had a great interview this past weekend where he mentioned, like he's been in all aspects of it, and he worked his way towards it. He's been in every situation for the most part, and this is going to allow for the better players or the superstars to battle out more for the most part. So I mean, I'm down for it personally. Yeah, it's a harder climb to that, but if you get there, then you're there. I mean, you got to play your way in. It's not like you get a raise every year, a good raise every year at your job if you perform like shit. So, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, and,
I mean, all these guys got money, so I,
yeah, I look at it as what the other non-designated events. Those fields are going to be stronger because guys are going to be playing more, trying to get into the designated events. There's going to be more money because there's better players in those fields. The golf is going to be a better product, and they're no cut events, but you have to play to get into them. So every tournament you play is determining if you're cut or not to get into the designated events. It puts an onus on winning and playing well. The sponsors exemptions, they're still a little unclear exactly how that's going to work, and the field size 70 to 80. I mean, if you have 10 guys that run off wins that weren't in the top 50 and weren't in the designated events, and now we've got 10 more players that are in this, may get a little complicated, but I think they're doing a good thing. I cannot fault the PGA Tour for going, hey, this is stirring up a lot of waves, this live shit. Let's reassess. Let's look at it. Let's talk with our guys. Let's find out what we can do to make the product better. Clearly, the power is in the hands of the players right now, and the big guys are getting what they want.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think we need to thank Liv, but I think we need to thank Liv for having PGA think more outside of the box. Like,
100%.
because it was time for a change, and finally there is a change happening. Could it be for the better? I don't know. But there is emphasis on trying to change the game and make it more appealing. So props to PGA for that, or props to Liv, or however that came about. But it's happening, and it could be bad. We won't know until we see it. But I think for them to acknowledge that there needs to be a change and they are working on that change, I think that's a good thing.
I can't wait to see how the schedule comes out. Who's going to come out with the schedule first? On the Live Tour puts their schedule out, and then the PGA goes, okay, elevated event that weekend, elevated event that weekend, or designated. Sorry, designated.
The
designated. Get a hat that says designated so I can read it. Jeremy, what do you think? You've been quiet.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, people are going to have strong opinions about either way. The copied, PGA copied Live and all this stuff. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I mean, whether they did or not, who cares? Like, they're totally different things. It's always good to have competition. I think it's good. I actually loved watching the Honda, like we talked about last time. We're gonna have more events like that. We're gonna have people fighting to get into these, the smaller events because they want to get into those designated events. So, I mean, it's really, Joe, you said it right. I mean, you can't get rewarded for playing like shit the whole year. I mean, you've got to step up and you've got to perform like the elite players. That's all there is to it. So I'm excited for it.
I think it's going to be a good. I think it's going to be a good move. There, a couple of the who was it that was really upset about it?
James Hahn.
Yes,
Yeah,
James Hahn's always upset about it.
he was fired up.
Surprised he didn't get laid off in that PXG layoff situation.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm surprised he's not on Live, to be honest. I mean, isn't he's one of Eric's buddies, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we have some insight into that, but he's been a critic from the beginning of it, and he's, I think I'm sure he's a PGA fan because he's, dedicated his career to it, but he's pretty critical of it. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's the line is clearly being drawn in the sand. This is what we're doing. If you don't like it, there's another place for you to go.
Yeah, and I think that's what's really good about the Live situation is there's competition now, and it's going to breed innovation. It's going to breed different, like, scenarios and topics and ways of doing things, and that's great for golf. I mean, really, like, what would Pepsi be without Coke? You know, it helps breed innovation, and that's one of the good things that's coming out of this. And you know, it's appreciated because it's going to make the game better in the long run. I feel like, and you're going to get to try all these different things and see what works and see what really appeals to people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking
100%.
forward to it.
It's the Pepsi challenge for golf.
Yep, it's the Apple versus Samsung. It's every industry. I mean, businesses grow because they have competition that are
Mhm.
making changes. It's just
100%.
very opinionated right now.
Yeah.
Very opinionated. I really think if they just stopped with this, we have to have world ranking points and just promote the hell out of their own product. And I think they would turn a lot of the people that are turned off by them, maybe give them a little bit more, reasons to come and watch. So like, wow, these guys don't care about the world rankings. They just want to
Look,
play
all they
golf.
need to do is create a good product.
Mhm.
Exactly.
If you have a good product, people are going to watch, people are going to get excited about it. And so far, I mean, I haven't been excited about and they could be going for a different demographic or different golfer or whatever the case may be, but create the product that is going to appeal to your audience. And currently the product they've created is not for me.
It sucks.
And maybe it's for someone else, but if that's your target audience, then go for it. But that's what you got to find out. And that's the same for almost everything. You need to define your audience and target them and go for it and figure out how best to interact with them. And maybe we're not their audience. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Deep thoughts with Joe. So how much API did you? I know, Joe, you were in St. George, so I don't know how much TV time you got. Jeremy, what about
Man,
you?
I didn't watch I wanted to watch more. I probably watched a few hours
I watched
total.
so much.
Yeah, I wish I would have watched more. I'm probably going to watch the final. I usually takes me a couple days to watch the final round usually after it ends. So I'm probably going to start that tonight. But from what I did see, it was awesome seeing a lot of those players that don't usually play there. I think they'll probably be back.
Yeah.
Course looked really difficult. The greens looked baked out.
Dude, that
Wind.
rough. Oh
Yeah.
my Lord. You see that Rory come down the stretch when he pulled that drive and then hit a fairway wood about 90 yards. It's
Yep.
like, wow.
I did see that. Yeah.
Wow. That just shows you how, there's areas you do not want to be in.
It looked a lot more difficult than normal. It's typically, I mean, it's a hard course, but it's not typically set up that way. I don't feel like.
Yeah,
just
we should
seemed
have
really
Trey on because
hard.
he's been there and played it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch much. I turned it on every second I had at the rental property that we had when we arrived back in Vegas to pick up Cinco at my dad's house. He had the final putt from Kitayama on, and I watched that.
How about that? How about marking a ball that's
Yeah.
hanging half over the hole? I was like,
Yeah.
dude, just knock that in because you accidentally touch it and it goes in the hole.
Yeah. That was a boss move. Obviously, meme worthy, and that'll be talked about for a long time, I'm sure. But the greens we were watching, and I was telling Katie, I was like, those greens look fucking fast. Like, holy shit, they look quick. But it's Bay Hill's always a good one to watch. Unfortunately, I got to go to St. George with the fam, so I wish I watched more because it's a great one to see. And
I watched it again today when it was
Rebels.
Yeah, Kurt, man, first win. His road to PGA Tour victory was a long one, man. Somebody tweeted that out earlier today. All the different tours that he's played on throughout the world. I mean, he's played in Japan.
Yeah, I
he's
saw
played
that.
I mean, good Lord.
Long list. It's a grind.
Long list. It's not, leave college a year early, get a win, and you've been on tour. I mean, dude is a world traveler. And so it's nice that he can call the PGA Tour home for the next couple of years.
And speaking of that, shout out Akshay Bhatia. I mean, he had the solo second out in Puerto Rico, and
Yep.
he just recently, I mean, what is he? He's 21 now. He lost his card last year, or Corn Ferry. He was hurt, but he came straight out of high school as a pro, and now he's back. I like the fro on him, like that long hair going on.
It's the
And that dude's
tannest
got
man on
power, and
tour.
he's a skinny motherfucker, man. Like that dude is a twig, but he's got some power.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Harry too, man. He had himself a day on Saturday. I mean, good grief, guys! Some of those guys were lighting that place up, and so I was happy to see him out there. T7, his highest finish on tour so far. So looking forward to he'll be back after the Players.
Yeah, I put some money on Harry. I was really rooting for him this past weekend, and
Yeah,
he was in arm's reach. He was in arm's
I,
reach.
I had last week on my card, my little note card, I had for the Players, or I mean for API, I had Cam Young, Terrell Hatton, and Rory, all right there. And then for Puerto Rico, I had Harry Hall, Akshay, and Harry Higgs, which are all right there. So had myself a week.
Yeah, you were biting your nails, huh?
I mean, no money on them.
Mm.
I was excited for Kurt. That was, you get to see the the UNLV kids.
I mean, what a fucking win for your first win.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
what a
at Arnold
great
Palmer.
win.
Oh,
The only
mean-
way to make that better is if Arnie was there
Was
and
there.
alive, and yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hell of a win for your first PGA for sure.
I mean, against a stacked field. That wasn't, no
it was
offense,
designated.
Puerto Rico or the Barbasol. That was, you got the top players in the world at a world class venue. So much kudos to
Yeah,
him.
and I didn't know that he had. I didn't realize until this past weekend on the videos. He's got Bryson's old caddy with him. I didn't know that.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, is that? Yeah, they were talking about him
Tim
because he
Hicks,
does the
right?
Bandon.
No, that's it. Someone to work with.
He does the
Mhm,
Bandon
yep.
van, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
which-
Yep.
And his brother is a caddy at Bandon.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
he's involved with Bandon, so
Yeah. Speaking of Bandon, somebody's counting down. Got the countdown going on.
that's 100% accurate.
All right, let's give it the rundown. Let's what's the trip looking like? How's the weather looking? What you guys got planned?
So yeah, currently, me and Dan are heading out to Bandon. We leave Thursday at 2 p.m. Vegas time. We're gonna meet the golf homie and the Quest for Par. Nice pen. Quest for Par, David, and
Yeah,
we're gonna
couple
meet
of
him
them.
out there Thursday night. So we're gonna get there Thursday night. We're playing trails in the morning around like 9:30 in the morning Friday, and then we play Bandon at the OG at like 2:40. So it's gonna be a sunset round on the OG, which should be great for a 16. Number 16 cry moment. Excited for that. But Friday does look like we get some rain. Wind looks decent currently, but as in Oregon, it can change at the drop of a hat. I've been watching it constantly. Saturday we
Yeah, I
play
see that.
Old Mac at 10:30 in the morning, and from this morning, it changed from cloudy rain to sunshine. So we might get some good moments out there, and that's one thing about Bandon. It's going to give you what you need for your soul, and I'm excited either way. We might have to battle some tumultuous rain or some tumultuous wind, and I can't wait. Me and Dan are going to have a bunch of fun. I can't wait. I'm excited
Yeah.
to get back out there.
It's gonna be fun to see you playing out there in the rain and conditions that we never have to deal with out here.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Bandon. It's like when we talked to Cal about going to Bandon, he went in November, and in November, never been there before. He said it rained every single day, and everybody was like, "Do you want to go play?" And you didn't want to be this one to say no. So
No.
it's and he can't wait to get back. So I want to play it in the rain. Like I want to play it in the rain. I want to play in the wind just to experience it. Because I haven't done that yet, but I think it's one of those things. It's almost like a badge of honor, and it's fucking Bandon. Like I just got to get back, and I can't wait to do that. I can't believe it's 3 days away or 2 days away. Can't wait to pack, and it's going to be a bunch of fun. It's going to be a really, really quick one though. So
Hey,
we're there and we turn around. So,
it's what you got to do sometimes.
but
When you-
August
when are you coming
2024,
back?
we come back on. So we leave Thursday at 2 and we come back on Sunday at 2. So
Oh,
we're
okay.
Friday,
playing
Saturday, Sunday.
36 on Friday, and we're playing Old Mac on Saturday, and hopefully going to get Squeeze and Preserve, and then Sunday morning we drive back to the airport and come home. But it's just a quick little test before our August 2024 trip. So thankfully that is in the books. That
Yes.
should be a really incredible time with 8 of us.
Oh, that's going to be
Mhm.
amazing.
I
cannot
can't wait for that. That's going to be
Yeah.
incredible.
I can't wait.
That's one of the reasons I was, incredibly jealous about you going in a couple days to my favorite place on the planet.
It's also my favorite place on the planet. So
Yeah, true. But knowing going next year, and then I have an opportunity to go play in May. But man, it's a lot of money. So
yeah, we snuck out with this one for a decent cost. So thankfully, but I can't wait to go meet the golf homie. Like obviously he's been on the podcast. I've followed him for a while, and it's going to be really cool to experience it with him because he's joining us, and he kind of fits that soul golfer vibe, as I've been teased with many times. But it's going to be awesome to play with him, and we know that Dan is down for any fucking golf trip in the world. So
absolutely.
obviously love traveling with Dan and to golf destinations. So it's going to be a good time. But I think August 2024, just to have a tee time at Bandon on the books in the future is a blessing.
Pretty damn cool.
Yeah, we have one in the future, and I'm sure before we probably do the August 2024 trip, we'll probably have another one in the books potentially. So it's just always nice to know that you're going to get back to Bandon Dunes, whatever the case. And you guys will see that after August in 2024. And I hope that I get to see you guys smile, because that's
why wouldn't
what
I
it's about.
smile?
And I mean, not you, the guys that haven't been. Like, I can't wait to see their faces.
Oh, I know. It's going to be
And
so
I can't
much
wait
fun.
to talk with them about around the McKee's fire. And I
can't wait to hear Bob going, fuck this place.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
damn
and
vegan options anywhere.
Yeah, and that'll be a moment that we all experience together. I can't wait to see what happens when you
We're
guys
gonna
get
have
there.
to have Bob sit outside on the docks while we all eat at Tony's Crab Shack.
Just sea kelp for me. I'll take the kelp.
Sorry, Bob. Yeah, have a kelp sandwich. The
Let me get the seaweed.
side of seaweed. Oh man. Well, I'm pumped for you. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to do a little reporting. Find out when the Old Mac sports pub is opening up. Find out what's going on with the par 3 course.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best. Absolutely. We're there for a short amount of time, but I'm gonna do everything I possibly can to report, just like I did in St. George.
And did you see the new Old Mac flags?
I did not.
Yes. So they got rid of the O and the M. That is now down in the small corner of the flag, and the ghost tree is the main part of the flag now.
Wow.
So that is on my list for you to get me and bring back.
I'm really, really happy that I should at least see the ghost tree at least one last time.
I don't think it's going anywhere. I think they're going to do whatever they can to keep it in place, especially after losing the other one.
I mean, that's a year away. I mean, who knows? Who knows what could happen? I mean, they'll do something for sure, but is it going to be the original ghost tree? I don't know, but it should stand until we get there this weekend.
You have a bad habit of going to places and ghost trees dying after you're there. So
I don't know about that.
Just saying, Sweetens tree was fine. You show up, gone. Old Mac ghost tree was fine. You show up, it's leaning.
I think it's a coincidence, but let me know what you need from the Bandit Pro Shops. I got you. Let me know.
One of the new old Mac flags.
Okay.
And Scott's not there to get my head cover.
Yeah. Which Scott did tell me some information that you never told me where he's going.
Oh, I didn't tell you?
Nope, you didn't tell me.
Yeah, he's at Pebble.
Yeah. Mr. Dunlop is at Pebble.
Our buddy, the Bannon Looper, is now the PB Looper.
Yep.
Wow.
Good for him. That's got to be some money for him. So awesome.
As much money as people pay to play that place. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
before we get into the players, which is coming up this weekend, I gotta do the here it is. So I had a bad couple weeks with golf, and it left me in a pretty sad state. A depressed state, to be more honest. And it got really dark. And I was like at the verge of quitting golf. Not necessarily like entirely, but just like stepping away from the game for a while, because I was playing some really, really bad golf. It started at 5-iron, and I just had an absolutely awful evening. Joe, you weren't there that night. Then it went to Desert Pines, and I just got steamboated out of the facility at my favorite course in town, and played okay, but just was not happy. Then followed it up with another 5-iron, just horseshit showing. And then Thursday out at Paiute with Jeremy and Bob and Jeremy's pops. Didn't play bad, but just was not playing well. And yeah, I was like depressed, like broken, beaten down, and golf had just gotten the best of me. And I mean, Jeremy tell you, I was texting him like, I'm done with 5-iron. I'm not going back. I'm not liking this. And I'm like, hopefully, I just need to get outside and play some golf, and that's my problem. And that wasn't the problem. But I was sitting around the house, and I was just like, I don't want to do anything. And typically once the kids leave the house and I'm home alone and I got my stuff that I got to do, I just rock it. But I just sat on the couch for a week and like was just bummed. And I played some really good golf up to that point. I started the year off great. I'd been striking the ball really well. The new irons were doing really well for me. And then all of a sudden I lost my swing. Couldn't hit the ball. I was hitting my driver 200 yards at 5-iron the other night. Like, just lost. What's that?
Bombing it?
No, not bombing it at all. I mean, I hit an 8-iron that went 95 yards. It's like, what the hell is going on? And so I got out of my funk, and it was weird how it happened. I was just scrolling through YouTube, just watching videos and just trying to keep my mind off of the fact that I'm playing like a 25 handicap right now. And I came across a video of this British instructor. He's a top 50 world instructor, and I'll put his link to his bio in the show notes, or his YouTube channel. But he had a couple videos, and one of them just clicked. And it's so amazing. And I had this issue when I was working with Steven a lot, is he would try multiple different things to try to get me to understand something. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure it wore on him, because this is like, you should just get this, but you're not. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. You know, it was a baseball swing that helped me one time with him. So it just resonated with me. And so I woke up Friday, went out in the garage, took some swings, and I was like, whoa, this feels really good. Went outside, did some chipping. I said, all right, I'm going to go to the range. Went to the range, had a phenomenal session at the range, probably one of the best range sessions I've had in quite a while. And it was like the depression just left. It just went away. So it was wild to me because I didn't realize how bad I was until I was better. It was, I have been upfront about this. I take medicine for anxiety. I have some really sketchy issues with my brain that does some weird shit for me. But the depression side of it, I've never had any issues with. And I really think that me playing bad got me depressed, and it started. I'm like, am I Matthew Wolf right now? Am
I
I
mean,
just
yeah.
like?
I've
But
been there before, and it's been a long time, but I have definitely been there before. Where
Jeremy,
you're
you ever
just
had any situations like that?
No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely have, but I tend to know how to fix it quickly. So if it's usually not like playing bad several rounds in a row, it's losing interest in golf altogether. So that's usually my issue. So I mean, because I tend to know what I'm doing wrong pretty quick and I can fix it, but I've been there before where it's just nonstop thinking about what you could do better and what's wrong and that type of thing, more from a overall golf standpoint than a swing standpoint.
I mean, I just sent out like no VGN emails. I hadn't updated the website, anything. And, like today I was like, all right, get ready, everybody. Here they come. Because I was on an email bender today. Um, I'm gone next week. So I got to stay a little ahead of the game. But it was a wild situation. And I'm glad I found something to bring me back, and I'm glad I was hitting the ball and striking it well. And hopefully tomorrow at 5 iron that it's a little better and can actually represent a little bit on the golf course and not.
So let me ask you this. You're
Mhm.
so ingrained with golf. Like, what the fuck would you do without golf?
No,
If you actually quit, what the fuck would you do?
Right?
You are ingrained. You are in it.
Yeah, could you imagine? I mean, Erica would be like,
Fucking
okay,
yard sale.
you
Like,
need to go back to golf because you're driving
yeah.
me crazy.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean,
I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
you're a head case,
I know
as
what I
mentioned in
did.
the plug that we've said a couple times, obviously.
Yeah,
But like, what would you do?
yeah,
Would you
fair.
start
As erratic
knitting?
as you are mentally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you start knitting fucking blankets for toddlers, or like, what are you gonna do? Like,
Who
there's,
knows? Who knows what I would do? I would
yeah. I mean,
dedicate more time to Amazon reviews.
yeah, potentially.
So here's the thing that I've realized about golf. This is not a profound Jeremy moment, but this is just talking to people like Bob and Trey and you guys and other people, and just realizing it for myself and following some people on Instagram. And you only get back what you put in. So for a long time, when I moved here, I played much better golf before I moved here. But I spent so much less time working on my game since I moved here that I was still trying to have those same expectations as I was before. But now
Without the
I've
work.
realized if I'm not going to go to the range 4 or 5 times a week and practice and play 2 or 3 times a week, the repetitions that are going to make me better and consistent aren't going to be there. So for me, it's like that's how I fix it myself. It's like, oh, I had a bad round. I know why. I just need to go and get reps in. So I mean, for you, maybe the expectations are high, and maybe I know you work on stuff a lot, but
Well,
if you were
I
if you were
haven't been
dedicated
as
to it,
much. I haven't been as much because the net in the garage has been down for a while because we've been ever since Emma started driving. We've I bring the Atlas in the garage, and so I can't go out there and just bang balls at 10 o'clock at night like I used to when I got nothing to do. So I've been doing more putting and chipping. But it's been so damn cold. I don't even want to go outside.
I know.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that's one of those things about golf is like there's so much expectation, and if you don't achieve that expectation, then you're let down. Like, and that's what golf is managing expectations for the most part. Like if you and that's why if you have a good range session before your round, like you expect to excel and play a good round, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to play a good round.
yeah.
My expectation is I've broken par once, like, so now I expect to break par every time, and if I don't, then it's not necessarily a wasted round of golf. It's just okay, that could have been much better, and like whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
And I think golf is so much more about managing expectations, and I think that's why it teaches us a lot about life, like in the most part. Like, you know, you expect this to happen, but it doesn't always happen, and that's not the case every time.
Yeah, the good golf, and I've made fun of myself on Instagram with, here's that video of that squirrel hanging onto that little trap, just spinning around, me desperately trying to hold on to a good golf game because I've been playing well. I knew it was just a matter of time before it went away. I just wasn't expecting what went away to go away. I can understand,
mean,
a blow up hole here, a blow up hole there. You post a score that's, not what you could have posted. Okay, I get it. But I was like, I don't know how to hit a golf ball right now. And
Yeah.
that was like weighing heavy on me.
I've definitely been there where I stood over a golf ball. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing here right now. Like, I don't know how to hit this golf ball. I've been there for sure, 100%. And it just takes perseverance to dig yourself out of that hole and just continue because you know what you're doing. And it's hard to know that you do know what you're doing when you're standing over it if you feel that way.
Yeah.
But take it from like shout out Adam Simpson in the podcast or the group chat that we have every week on Instagram. I mean, John Rahm was on top of the world a week ago. And then he comes into Arnold Palmer, the Bay Hill, and he played well the first round, and then he just shit the bed for the most part. And he is the best golfer in the world currently, and he just shit the bed. And
it
happens to everybody. Happens to everybody. And you just have to find and that's what's so great about golf is you got to find your grit and your determination to continue and continue and continue because it doesn't always go your way. And that's what it is. You got to dig yourself out of that hole, just like in life. Like shit can hit the floor or hit the fan, and you just got to find a way out of it. And if you truly love the game, you will find a way out and dig a tunnel to the sunlight. As a soul golfer,
could you imagine me going as a soul golfer? Jesus Christ,
that was absolutely beautiful.
Going to the doctor and they're like, "What are you here for?"
The sunshine.
I'm depressed. Do you know why? Yeah, I haven't been playing golf well lately. Get the fuck out of my office. Oh,
it's a hard one when your mind is constantly on golf and it's a dark part of your life at that time. It's really hard because you can't get it out of your head. Like, I mean, with anything else, you can just let it go and it, just forget about it, take a break. But golf, if it's something that's defines you're defined, golf is something that when I think of golf, I think of Matt. Matt is like golf, like
He's
every
about to
part of
cry.
golf, like everything he does that I know of is golf related. So that's a tough one.
Bad. That's so bad.
It's not bad. It's just, it's your passion. So
yeah. And I was like,
When you
I'm gonna
have
go bang
bad
out some ball
times-
markers. And I was like, I don't even want to do that. I
yeah,
don't even want to do that.
yeah. I think everyone that has played golf, even the pros, have been there.
Totally.
It's just
Hey,
the
did
difference
you?
between those guys and us is their grind never stops. It's all day, every day, and that's how they get out of those
Yeah, they have to.
slumps and whatever.
They have to.
Yeah, yeah.
They got to. I can't go to live,
Yeah.
and get the money and let it all just go away.
Yeah.
But did you guys see that video I posted about that new grip from Goat Grips? Did you
I
see
did
that?
see it, yeah.
Very
I saw
interesting.
it.
You didn't see that, Jeremy? Jeremy muted me for a couple days. Didn't
No.
respond to any of my text messages or anything. I had to send him a reminder. I'm like, hey, remember me?
Where did you post that? I'm
On
really
Instagram.
sorry.
On
Okay.
Instagram. No, it's a new company. It's a new grip. It has a flat edge, kind of like a Super Stroke, a Flatso, but his design, the flat portion is parallel to the face.
Oh.
And
yeah.
they changed the shaft
Yeah, that's the
borehole
interesting
location.
part is the borehole.
Yeah, so and so I put it on the Scotty, and have been rolling that in the backyard the past couple days. Joe. I'm intrigued. I'm going to bring it tomorrow night so you can check it out at 5 Iron, because how you like to put your finger down the shaft.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be on.
Don't say that. Don't say it like that.
You like to put your finger in the shaft, down the shaft. One in the pink and two in the stink for Joe.
Whoa.
I'm
place
curious.
my finger parallel to the
parallel to the shaft.
to the BGT.
Yes, parallel to the golf shaft. Not down the shaft.
To the BGT.
To the BGT. Gotta have the BGT on it. Shaft to the BGT. So I'm curious if you like how it feels, because it's unique having, because I'm left hand low. Regardless, your left hand is, if you're a right-handed putter, your left hand is going to be on the the flat portion of the grip. My right hand feels really, really good on the way that it's shaped on the backside. And I was like, so I was messing around just trying to find something that felt really comfortable, and it was a left hand low but right hand overlap. And I was like, this is weird. I was talking with the board today. I go, I may have just invented a new grip, the left hand low but right hand overlap. And so we'll see. But I'll bring it tomorrow and you can check it out. See.
The borehole interests me a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think it is as predominant as you would think it would be. But you never know. You may look at it and go, wow, this is really unique. So
yeah,
check that out. Goat Grips. They're very new on Instagram, so go to their website. I'll again post a link in the show notes for that. Hey, let's do the weather real quick with our friend Mr. Matt Gonatrek. There's some good news coming.
It was on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, it was.
What's up, guys? It's Matt Gonatrek with the Chasing Daylight podcast. For your forecast the upcoming weekend, guess what? We got the 70s back. Yes, 7-0. Finally, about time to get into the month of March. The only deal is we'll get some wind on Saturday, 10 to 15 mile per hour winds and gusts up to 20. We're going 73 for a high on Saturday across the Las Vegas Valley. And then heading into Sunday, we're actually bumping it up 1 degree. Go 74 to close the weekend out on Sunday. We'll have 5 to 10 mile per hour winds and gusts up to 15. So if you're getting out this weekend, enjoy the 70s across Las Vegas. Should be nice. Only problem is you'll get some wind on Saturday, but not too bad. Finally, things are warming up. Have a great rest of the week.
I should have asked him to do a Bandon weather report for you.
Yeah, that would have been good. I mean, it's going to change constantly in every hour on the hour, but
finally getting some.
Let's see.
Typical Vegas weather.
I got it on my F-line. So Bandon weather currently on Friday. We are facing a high of 47 and a low of 40. Wind is 8 to 22 miles an hour. We're playing trails and OG.
Oh, that'll be nice. The trees will keep you out of the wind.
Yeah, and it looks like the rainfall is heavier in the morning, and it's lighter in the evening, so that's great. And then currently, according to Apple, on Saturday, it is a high of 51 and a low of 41 with No rain until the evening, which
Oh,
would be
nice.
great.
Yeah.
And the wind is currently 4 to 8 miles an hour.
Which means it's
Nice.
going to dump all day and be freezing.
Yeah, and it changes by the minute in
Oh,
Oregon, as we know.
it's
But
crazy.
currently, Saturday is looking great. Friday's not looking too bad, but wouldn't be banned.
Abandoned.
Banned. We
All
gonna
right.
get some meatloaf.
Meatloaf. Ma.
You want to get some dry ice and hold some meatloaf for you, or no?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm
just
good.
wanted to check.
But if you want to bring back a crab sandwich from Tony's, I will definitely put some fried or some dry ice on that for you. That is a damn good sandwich.
It's great.
Okay, let's get into the players. Another designated. Well, it's not really a designated event. It's the players.
It's a fifth major.
Yeah, the fifth major. Nothing special. Nothing special. Another stacked, absolutely stacked field. Back-to-back weekends. Players is just so damn good. Already geeked out watching Live at the Players tonight. Went over some of the changes to the course. New pop bunker on one is interesting. Some steeper bunkers around the course. This one is it's never easy to predict this one.
No.
Let's see what we've done over the years. So let's see. Before we have picked, let's see, where is it at?
Speaking of the players, like that video with Cam Smith, where he could potentially be in the crowd.
Be in the crowd.
I think that would be awesome.
So the 2021 season, I had John Rahm. He finished 9th. Joe had Cameron Smith. He finished 17th. Jeremy had Jordan Spieth. He finished 48th. 21-22. Where's it at? I had Adam Scott. He missed the cut. Joe had Max Homa. He finished 13th. And Jeremy had Victor Hovland. He finished 9th. Then last year, oh no, that we're up to this year. Okay. Yeah, so we're at this year. Haven't done great. Jeremy with Hovland tied for 9th is the best anybody has done. Joe, you're not going to be watching much of this. You'll catch the tail end of it, I guess, once you get back.
Yeah, we'll be on the airplane watching for sure.
You have the Wi-Fi on the plane. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pumped about this. I'm playing golf Thursday morning, but then the rest of the time I am going to be glued to the TV watching this one. Joe, you got the odds up? You want to run them down?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'll pull them up.
It's crazy because I was telling you guys earlier, the PGA Tour had the odds up, and as I was doing my research for this, I clicked on it and I was looking at the odds, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then they just went away. I don't know if we had a WD or.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Your favorite, obviously, John Rahm, 8.5 to 1.
What?
Rory McIlroy, 9 to 1. Scotty Scheffler, 11 to 1. Patrick Cantlay, 15 to 1, along with JT. Max Homa is 20 to 1. Morikawa, 22 to 1, along with Schauffele. Victor Hovland, 25 to 1. Jason Day, Tony Finau, 28 to 1. Terrell Hatton, Will Zalatoris, Jordan Spieth, 30 to 1. Cameron Young, 33 to 1. Matt Fitzpatrick, Sung Jae, Shane Lowry, Tom Kim, 35 to 1. Keegan Bradley, Ricky Fowler, 45 to 1. Corey Connors, 50 to 1. Gary Woodland, 125 to 1. Taylor Montgomery, 125 to 1. Justin Suh, 150 to 1. All the way at the bottom, we got at 350 to 1, Patton Kazire, David Lipsky, and Nicholas Echavarria.
Echavarria. That's the guy who won in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Wow, he's ahead of on Data Golf. He's ahead of Stuart Sink, Kelly Craft, Peter Malnati. Which, hey, if you get a chance, go listen to No Layups interview with him. It was outstanding.
I got to catch up on a lot of no laying up.
Yeah, he's ahead a lot of Kevin Kisner. He's ahead of Not a lot of other known names in that. So let's see. So I think I got the win last week with the most points because I had 71, and so I had 158 total over the two events. Joe was close at 123. Jeremy's Colin Morikawa pick really screwed him. He had 32. So I closed the gap a little bit. I'm only down 400 points now. Joe's down 215. Jeremy still has a little bit of a lead as we come into this big FedEx Cup point event. So that will help somebody, hopefully, gain a little traction. By somebody, I mean me, of course. Of course. All right. So I am going with Javi, Victor Hovland.
25-1.
Right at the bonus too.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, you got second pickings?
Yeah, so I feel like after he lost it and then found it and came really close, I'm going to take, for the first time ever on the Chasing Daylight podcast, Mr. Jordan Spieth at 30-1.
Ooh,
Bastard.
Spieth, 30-1. Gonna play money? There we go.
Yep, and I'm gonna put the bet in current right now. I'm gonna put it in.
Wow. And what's he at? 30-1?
$100,000. 30-1.
All right. So Jordan's history of the Players. Are you ready? Cut. T48. Cut. T41. Cut. T4.
Yeah. Not this week. He's a winner.
All right. Jeremy, do you have a backup?
I do. I am going to go with the groom to Joe's best man pick, and Justin Thomas.
What's JT sitting at?
JT is currently 15-1.
15-1. Little money.
He's the defending champion since Cam Smith's invalidated. So
we've got a T33 last year, a win in 21, T35, T11, T75, T3, T24. So he's got some history there.
This is such a hard one. Players are so difficult to pick.
There's so many good players that don't play well here. It's like consistently. Yeah. Like Jordan's got a T4 and a bunch of cuts. JT's got a win and a T4 and just not great finishes. I mean, he's made all the cuts. But I was going through some of the players in this, like John Rahm, T55, T9, T12, T63, T72. You know, it's just a course that just
it could eat you alive. I mean, it's a very great test of golf for a player that is playing well. Pete Dye and Alice obviously designed a great course for this tournament, and it's a good one. It's a great one to watch. It's always entertaining. The last three holes obviously provide drama.
That 15th hole or the 16th hole is so good.
Yeah, it's so unpredictable, which makes it great. And I hope I can watch as much as humanly possible, but
you got a good reason not to.
Yeah, it's a really good tournament, and I encourage everybody to watch as much as they can.
Finau's record here: cut, T22, T57, cut.
Yeah, I mean it's
even Rory,
like
T33 cut, win, cut, T35, T12, T8, T6, T8, cut.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's
there's
one
just
of those
nobody that stands out.
It's an outlier.
Terrell Hatton, T13 cut, T41. It's so surprising. This one shocked me.
Really makes you play.
Patrick Cantley, cut, T23, T22.
Yeah.
Scotty's only played in 3, or he's played in 2. Last year, T55, and then he missed the cut. His first one after the 2020 was canceled.
What about Jason Day?
Jason Day.
I was almost going to pick J Day.
cut, T35, T8, T5, T60, win, cut, T19, cut, T6, cut. It's
Jeez.
wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Xander Schauffele, cut, T2.
Yeah, I feel like it's not one of those courses where it's like you have history. It's like, do you have it this week? And that's such a toss up.
Yeah, I think so too.
Keegan Bradley's hilarious. Top 5, T29, T16, T7, T60, T35, cut, T35. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun tournament to watch. I can't wait for it. Anybody got anything? Oh, I gave away the trues.
Oh, you did? You found someone with the size 14, huh?
I found several people with a size 14.
Wow.
And shout out
There was
True.
4 of them.
Shout out True, man.
Yeah.
The greatest
monster,
shipping in the world of golf.
Look at this. Look how big this shoe is. I mean, good Lord. So, gentlemen on YouTube, you can't message people on YouTube. I'm still learning YouTube, but I commented on his post and told him he won to get in touch with me. So if you listen to the podcast, you won, buddy. Ready to ship those bad boys out. Yeah, Joe, which ones did you get? Did you get the Lux Hybrid?
So I ordered some Lux Sports. I ordered some Lux Sports, and I didn't like the way that they fit. So I need some waterproof shoes for Bannon, obviously. The only ones I currently have are Nike, which I do not wear Nike. I haven't done it in a year and a half, 2 years probably. So I ordered some OGs, the black OGs waterproof version, which will be here Wednesday. And then they just restocked the Lux Hybrids today. Ordered a pair of those in the gray, and they're supposed to be here Wednesday. So they'll be here in time for Bannon. But yeah,
I can't wait for you to put those on.
I mean, True is the greatest company shipping wise. They get it to you quick, accurately, and without hassle. Return wise, whatever you got to do, they are the best. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this a long time ago, but Matt said he was trying to get me in some Trues. I got in some Trues, and I haven't turned back since. So they're the best. You can't complain with it. They are innovative. They're doing so many different new versions, and they're obviously constantly updating, and they're amazing. Shout out True Linkswear.
We were chatting about this earlier. I ordered a pair of G4s, and it took them 2.5 weeks to come from Charlotte. Joe ordered those today, and they'll be here Wednesday.
Like after 2:30. I ordered them at 3 p.m. and they're going to be here on Wednesday.
Which it's just hats off to them. The Lux Hybrid is a very damn. I still think the G4 Cross Trainer is the most comfortable shoe I've ever worn. Like on and off the course, I could wear that shoe anytime, anywhere. It's so damn comfortable. But I think just as a golf shoe, the Lux Hybrid is right there with it. When you're walking around and playing in those shoes, holy crap, are they comfortable?
Yeah, I literally do not wear any other shoe other than Trues, whether I'm going to work, whether I'm going to Target or golfing. Like that's the only shoe I wear.
Yeah, I took the laces.
And I can't wait to try. I can't wait to try the new True Knits, like
the Knit 3.
I got to order a pair of those too.
The AK3.
Yeah, I can't. I gotta order a new pair of those.
AK3. Yeah, all day Knit 3. Yeah, they look great.
So.
All right, got anything else?
I mean,
no,
I don't think so.
No, Jeremy, any update on the irons?
No, nothing.
Oh, bastard!
I'm starting to get stir crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
But they'll get here.
So I am gone next week. We're gonna see if Joe and Dan can take over the reins and talk about their Bandon. If not, I've got an interview lined up with Garson, Bernard Garson. Chatted with him, and he wants to get on the show. I got another order of grips coming from them just because they're so damn good, and I can't keep them in stock. But I got a black version of the Ultimate, their new grip. I have a couple versions of that coming along with some other ones because Joe wasn't happy with the one I tried to sell him. So I had to restock. But so I got that lined up, and then the Silent Golfer. I don't know if you guys follow him on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok. Great guy, and he's been posting some videos on YouTube lately of him just talking about current events. And he had one about the No Cuts events, and I said, you need to come on the show and let's have some dialogue. So I may do that, and we can run that next week as well. So we got some options. We're not going to leave you hanging. We had a great run that ended last year because of the holidays, but we're back on it. We're going to continue to keep doing it. 209 in the bank with this one, boys. That's pretty amazing.
That's pretty good.
All right, Joe, take us home.
Yo, thanks for tuning in to the Chasing Daylight podcast this week. We appreciate it, my friends. Yo, again, always appreciate it. Tell your homies, tell your friends, tell your golfing padres, tell your girlfriends.
Your girlfriends?
Yeah. Whoever the case may be. We are here every single week, unless it's a holiday. Potentially, we'll still be here. But me and Dan, Mr. Bogey Free 72, are heading to Bandon this week. New logo that I didn't approve of, but Matt still posted it.
Because you know what? After I posted it, I got a lot of people that go, "I love it. That's great." So
yeah, I'm super picky, but hey, it is what it is.
We're here. People let them decide.
We're here every week for your golf pleasure, your LIV, your PGA, your course connoisseurs, whatever the case may be. We'll see you next week.
Local golf now and then.
Yeah, and some VGN occasionally too. But if you like listening, tell your friends. We're here every single week. We appreciate you listening. And we'll see you next week with whatever the episode is. But we'll be here.
Be a surprise.
Take it easy. Later.
Later.